Hello there, my name's Card, and here on my YouTube page I like to make simple little videos about all sorts of different things which cross my mind. Today I just want to briefly articulate an idea I've been hanging on to for a little while. In every practical sense, Vivian James is a man. Now, I imagine everyone who clicks on this video will already know who Vivian James is. But just in case you don't somehow, this is Vivian James, the central mascot of sorts of the Gamergate movement, if you want to call it that. Everything about Vivian's design was essentially created collaboratively by a bunch of mostly anonymous 4chan users about a decade ago now. And while this whole design looks fairly nondescript, it's actually highly intentional in a lot of ways. For starters, just about everything about this whole look is actually one old obscure image board meme reference or another. The choice of mainly purple and green for Vivian's clothing is a reference to an anime edit rape joke gif very popular on sites like 4chan called the Daily Dose. The red hair is a nod to the conspiracy theory that media executives, i.e. Jews, are trying to remove gingers from media, and the clover-shaped barrettes are a reference to the 4chan logo. Even the name Vivian James is an image board in-joke that basically boils down to how Vivian James kinda sounds like video games. But perhaps more importantly, the whole reason Gamergate, as an aggregate, made its leading mascot this young girl character is that it's meant to be a sort of deflection away from the very accurate criticism that Gamergaters are actually all aggrieved and misogynistic men and boys. It's one step below using a real token minority as the frontman of your reactionary group, because in this case, evidently Gamergate couldn't find a real pick-me token gamer girl they liked, so they just drew one. Plus, this way, Gamergaters control what their token shield does completely, because Vivian James is a fictional character who only ever exists to whatever extent Gamergaters keep doing their little artworks and comics of the character. But here's where I wanted to get into the main idea of this video today. See, the whole reason the sexist, misogynist Gamergate crowd coalesced when it did is because they had a shared grievance to rally around. They didn't like that more women were getting into the gaming industry, and they didn't like that the women who were already there were standing up for themselves and becoming more visible, and they didn't like that more strong female characters were being featured prominently in video games. You could get more into material conditions and the wider political cultural landscape circa 2014, or how external reactionary agitators saw gamers as a potential base to mobilize. But the point is, Gamergate created this girl character, Vivian James, as a piece of iconography they could collectively rally around, and as a means to deflect criticism away from the sexism of their movement. What I wanted to express is how Gamergate is, or was, fundamentally an expression of reactionary grievance by male gamer nerd dork types that a bunch of perceived outsiders, women, were invading their space. In an effort to try and beat the sexism allegations, Gamergate essentially made their ideal woman in the fictional Vivian James, then pointed to Vivian James and basically went, well, we would respect women and girls being gamers if they were all like Vivian. Women are welcome in gamer culture only inasmuch as they agree to leave their womanhood at the door and they agree to turn a blind eye to all the rampant misogyny going on in gamer spaces. Because Vivian is meant to be this chill, cool character who isn't disrupting gamer culture like Anita Sarkeesian or Zoe Quinn or any of those other whiny feminist broads. Vivian James has the exact cultural and political worldview of the median Gamergater, or any Gamergater for that matter, because anyone who makes or posts an image of Vivian in support of Gamergate has essentially projected whatever values they believe in onto the drawing. In effect, Vivian James is just a hollow signifier gamergators would use as a rhetorical tool of sorts. And that brings me to the title of this video, Vivian James is a man. It's true, because Vivian James as a character, despite being presented femininely, is actually nothing more than just a way of visually representing Gamergate ideology as a whole, more or less. Vivian James becomes a stand-in for the median, often pseudo-anonymous online image board cretin who considers himself part of Gamergate. This cultural group which considers gaming to be, by right, a male space, where the only even semi-acceptable way any woman can join in is to accept a position of complete deference to the men in the space. Vivian James embodies this attitude. Vivian James is the avatar of Gamergate itself. Vivian James's whole personality and espoused values are all that of the typical reactionary misogynist male Gamergater. In every practical sense, Vivian James is a male archetype, the 4chan using gamer man who just happens to be drawn like a little girl. It's just something to think about. Hearing all this might just help you when you're thinking about how modern online propaganda and that sort of thing often works. And if you might like to hear more from me, feel free to subscribe to this YouTube page or just take a look at my other videos. Either way, goodbye for now, and have a lovely day. And before I actually turn the camera off, because I know my regular viewership includes quite a few reactionary trolls for some reason, I'm already anticipating bad faith comments to the effect of, well, she's a girl, so if you call her a man, isn't that misgendering? So much for the tolerant left. And the answer is, gotchas like that don't work on me. Also, if actual online transphobic trolls were remotely consistent themselves, they would realize either that the argument, she's a girl because she looks like a girl, does not support the outcome they think it does, or if they're a you can't change your biology type edgy debate bro, the response is Vivian James does not have any real biological characteristics of any sort because it's a drawing. And furthermore, if you genuinely can't understand the semiotics argument I've made here, or you pretend not to be able to understand the semiotics argument I've made here just to be contrarian, then I think you're just a retard who simply isn't worth listening to in the first place. Bye.